The recording is starting now.
We're recording. It's 8:04.
Yeah, I guess I do. Thank you.
And we can start by approving the minutes. I realize that I always include them as attachment 1 when they go out, but maybe that's confusing. Would it be better if I put them as agenda and then number my attachments after that, or just opinions?
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
Just
as long
say
as I
thank
can find it, I'm okay.
Okay.
Just say thank you.
There was one mistake in it.
Oh, okay.
Dan Carson is Carson, K-A-R-S-O, is it? Yeah, K-A-R-S-O-N, not K-E-R.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. I had no changes, or I think that we'd already gone over my changes. June was a long time ago.
It sure was.
I could do a screen share if I can find. Is it supporting documentation that we need now?
Probably.
The email supporting documentation for tree law?
No.
No.
I can do it too, but I don't know. Has everyone looked at the minutes? Can we someone move to accept them as amended?
I moved to accept them.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
We've got them. They've been approved and accepted. Okay, let's go to, well, comments from residents. There's no one. Is there anyone waiting to speak, Nora?
No.
Okay, so we can skip over that part. Correspondence, which is always a lot of things. You know what, I can share. I'm going to see if I can share. Let me try this. Yeah. That didn't work. I might or might not be able to share.
You should be able to share.
I mean, that's not the question.
Oh, okay. Aha.
Wait, let me try this. Attachment 2. Bring it down. Share screen. Hey, cool.
There you go.
Okay, this is a whole new era. This is from resident at 130 Beach on the continuing subject of 1010 Orienta Avenue. In this attachment, I mean, yes, I'm assuming you all have read it and that you're also familiar with the situation. He is stressed, as we all are, about that. I think he also sent a photograph. Let me go to the photograph. This isn't my best thing I am at.
Yeah.
So yeah. Here we go. Okay, another. Wait, nope. Not elegant. Sorry, I'm working on it. Probably not the most efficient way to be doing it. Didn't work. He also sent a photograph.
Okay.
Which is attachment 2. No, which is attachment 2A. We also have a letter, an email from him. You may remember for several months last spring or winter, I was talking about a spruce growing in an evergreen at any rate in Harbor Island Park. It had a Bradford pear growing up in the middle of it. Bradford pears are really useless trees. This was a very beautiful tree that's evergreen, and it was planted as a memorial. So we did manage to get the Bradford pear removed. However, his email is complaining that we removed the Bradford pear. So on the record. The next one from him is attachment 4 and 4A.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
Can I suggest that we all mute ourselves while Bev is talking, because there's a lot of feedback I'm getting.
That's a good idea.
See if that helps.
Yeah. Oh, there's Jerry.
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry. Well,
Hi, sorry I'm late.
no, that's okay.
Thank
We
you.
did the minutes and we're going through the correspondence, so we figured it
Okay.
would, yeah. And
Hi,
it's all
Jerry.
same.
Hi, everyone. Hi,
Okay.
Wen.
You did a great job. I just want to say.
You're
I
so
mean, the
thank
work
you.
that you guys have been doing is phenomenal. Really
Thank you.
phenomenal.
I have a great team. I get to lead a great team every day. So, and boy, did Mother Nature put us to the test. So unbelievable.
Sure did.
Yeah.
I just want to add, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Jerry.
Oh,
Oh, you too.
Thank you.
We never really met.
yeah. Ellen Axelrod is our recording secretary. So.
And your neighbor, you're in the same building.
Yeah, I'm in
Oh,
3.
You're in Avalon?
Yeah, I'm in 3.
So am I.
Yeah. Yeah, I got flooded on my first floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know, it's not a
I
lot.
dodged a bullet. I wasn't here.
Oh, that's good.
I
Yeah,
was-
we moved our car to the town center. My wife works for the town, so we moved it to the town
Okay.
center. And then, of course, I couldn't even get back here until about noon the next day, because even though I have a truck, I still couldn't get back here. It's crazy.
Wow.
I'm glad you were away and not dealing with it. The
Yeah.
fire alarm kept going on all the time.
Wow. No, I heard it was pretty scary. And
Yep.
unfortunately, I had a family member who passed away, but because of it, I
Oh,
did it. So,
Because
yeah.
of
my aunt passed away that day
oh,
Oh, so you left.
to be with my family, and it was the.
So your aunt protected you from having to go
That's
through
right.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I felt.
one last blessing.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you got flooded.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They fixed it all up. It took them a couple of weeks, but they fixed it all up. So we're good. We're good now. All right. We got
All right.
business, right, Bev?
We do. We're in our correspondence. I believe we're up to 4 and 4A. We haven't really, I mean, trying to share screen has not been very elegant, so we're just going to talk about them. That is an email. I believe I did forward it to you, actually, Jerry, or else I commented to you, in which apparently a tree had been girdled by a brace and the brace had not been removed. And
Yep.
I've never seen that happen before, but it obviously was very bad for the tree. So you all
Mhm.
took care of that.
We took care of that. Yep, we took care of that.
Great, thank you. Attachment 5 is a one-word assessment from the resident at 130 Beach of my work session presentation to the Board of Trustees in July. I really should pull this one out.
July. That was eternity ago.
Yeah, it was. I addressed the work session twice, and this was the first one when I
Thanks.
wasn't really sort of familiar with what I was going to be doing. And I came home, and this was the email.
Is that the one that just says incoherent on it?
Yes. That's the one. This is what I got when I got home. It took me 5 minutes to get home. So then attachment 6, it was a follow-up email, which then gave me a lot of instructions about what the tree law should be doing. So this one is my favorite. I don't think I've ever had one quite like that.
Did Robert repost? Did he repost the agenda? Because I'm trying to find that email now.
No, I don't. I mean,
Yes,
oh,
you
you
know
did?
what? So you can
He
find
did,
it
right, Nor? Yeah.
if you just go to boards and commissions.
Okay, good. That's what I'll do. That's fine. That's what I'll
It's
do.
the top one, yeah. That's the easiest way to find it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm good. I'll find it.
Okay. Attachment 5 was additional comments, or attachment 6 was additional comments. Now we have a series of emails about the tree ordinance, and that would be attachment 7, 8, and then 3 that I sent out. And one of those, attachment 7 includes 2, and 8. All 3 of those are very favorable. They're talking about, in 2 cases, the first 2 cases, they're talking, I believe, about the 1010 Orient Avenue clear
Oh,
cut,
yeah.
and how desperately we need to control that. And then the one attachment 8 from a resident at 325 Anita Lane was sent after the flooding, and it talks about the risks that are being brought about by overdevelopment and the loss of trees. Then there are 3 more that I sent out today, which are letters of the alphabet, C, E, and H. One from, I don't have the addresses, Wolkoff, which that Wendy, you forwarded that one over the weekend, I believe. That included some editing changes and then a few. One thing that I think is not part of the law, which would be possibly posting acceptable arborists. I don't know whether that's something, Jerry, you would do or not.
So what we did was we have a draft RFP, request for proposals, for arborists. In anticipation of the tree law passing, we were going to screen a group of arborists that were interested in working in the village of Mamaroneck, so that we would have and develop a list for them, so that when a homeowner says, well, I don't know who an arborist, who am I supposed to call? We would have a list that have already been pre-screened. Nothing that we would kind of like, we wouldn't really contract with them. We would just recommend that they call one of these, hopefully 5 or 6 companies, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Is that something you would post, or they would have to call and get the information?
No, I'd put it on the website.
You would put it on the website. Okay.
Yeah, I'd put it on the website.
Wendy, that answers that particular.
But I need their qualifications. It's not a proposal, it's a qualification. I want to make sure that they have the qualifications.
Okay.
So that we
That's
can,
good. That's
you know,
excellent.
yeah.
It's a good resource.
We already did that. We have that draft. We'll
Okay.
share that,
Okay.
you know, this week sometime.
Thank you. The email from Friedman, I've forgotten his first name, was again supporting the tree law.
David.
And the one that came out about an hour and a half before yesterday's hearing was from Mrs. Seamus, I think. And there were several things on that I wanted to comment on. One is that she was, first of all, asking about, in first place, I want to say that although she says she has sent it to the tree committee and the village, I had never seen it. And I just hope you make that clear to her. It was not that we were ignoring her. We never saw it. Second, she was asking for something that, in my opinion, is the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish with the law, which is she was asking for people with larger property to be allowed to take down more trees, and that's kind of goes the wrong way. But regardless of whether that would be a change to what the body of law is anyway, and at this point, I've talked to a couple people. At this point, to make a substantive change in the law, I don't think it's a good idea. I think that we should try to get it passed in 2 weeks, and assuming that it passed, then we'll find out where the bumps are, the things that don't work, and it can be amended. But we would have to start the process restart the process at a much earlier stage if we were to include something that is really substantively different. So sorry about that. Do I need to answer, or will you answer her, Wendy?
I can answer.
She wrote to both of you. She wrote to both of you. So
Yeah.
that out.
She has 2.7 acres in Mamaroneck. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
can't find this on the agenda.
It's one of the attachments that went out this afternoon. So the letter is actually H. If you just note H, it was
I
posted.
can share it. I have it up. Would you like me to?
Ellen? Yeah. Did you want Gail to share that one?
I could show it to you right now.
Thank you.
Is it Shanus? Shanus?
Yeah,
Shanus?
Janice,
Okay.
yeah.
Shanus, okay.
You see it there?
Yeah.
No, it says Wolcott.
Oh, I'm
No, it's
sorry. Was it the next one you wanted?
yeah,
It's H,
the next
what
one.
you want is H.
Sorry. Okay.
H.
Let me just move that away. H. I don't have an H. It just goes to G.
Oh
Oh.
dear, that was a whole separate, yeah, I sent out one last one.
It's D
It's D?
on mine. Yeah. Look for D and you'll see it. Yeah, look for
Is
D.
this it? Shanus. Ah, yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you get me water?
There we go. Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And we never received her first letter, right?
I certainly the tree committee never did, and I don't know where she sent it somewhere in the village and it just didn't make it to us.
Okay.
She sent this to me and Wendy.
Yeah.
Sorry that I was trying to communicate with you, Bev, when you were so busy.
Yeah, I mean, there's one
about
final
that.
plea, which is that if there's something that I've devoted 10 years of my life to that I'm hoping will be hoping futilely will be favorably received, please don't send me new information.
I was just concerned that this might need to be addressed last night, but it was not an issue last night, so.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it can come up. If we ever get the tree law passed, it'll come up.
I understand.
Me too.
Okay, thank you. Then I have back to the real numbers. Attachments 9 and 10 are from residents who I had worked with last winter, fall and winter, about trees that they wanted planted. I think one of them is among the 15 that were donated by the nurseries, locally nurseries. And one of them is one that I said would be on the spring list. So they're both still eager for their trees. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the trees are wanted. And then 1346 Raleigh Road, attachment 11, is someone who had a tree taken down and wants another one. So again, people like trees. Some people like trees. Many people like trees.
They said they lost a cherry tree.
Yeah, and
I don't recall too many cherry trees planted on the street. So they lost a front lawn tree probably, right?
I don't know. He said it was under the wires, so I was assuming that it was a street tree.
Because we don't have too many, Bev, we don't have too many cherry trees. We have a few probably planted in the street, but not many at all.
We do have. I mean, we've been doing them over the years. Maybe not
like
a
the
lot.
Quonset cherry. Yeah, I see it here.
And also
Tree within the right of way.
We've done a lot of Sergeant cherry, which I actually like better.
Okay.
So I don't know what he had, and I don't know whether it was taken down or blown down or got sick. But anyway, he would like a street tree.
It went down for the last storm.
Yeah. Okay. I have not been able to look at it, but as I recall, Raleigh Road, there are not a lot of street trees there, so there's probably room for it. Okay, old business attachment.
Hold on a second, Beverly.
Yes.
So for 9, 10, and 11, is there a comment you want me to put in the minutes?
I don't. There are comments that they're asking about having trees planted. I guess that's.
Okay. Just kind of reiterate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I found her original email from October 2020, and I'm forwarding it to everybody right now.
Okay, thank you. October 2020, were we even meeting? Anyway, I have never heard this request, so if I received it, I apologize. Okay, old business, attachment 12 is Tony's update on the list of trees that we gave him from our last meeting, trees that needed mainly to be removed. And he has commented on it. I think all the ones that we designated for removal, in fact, have been removed. I remember reading through it.
That's correct. Yep,
Okay.
all of them. There were 6 of them that were requested to be removed. They were all removed. And then a few were pruning, and 2 of them he was going to keep an eye on. 1 was healthy, and 2 were on the list to be pruned, which I'll follow up on tomorrow.
Okay.
I go to Public Works in the morning now to make sure everything's set up properly. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then July list, attachment 13. This is fairly short because I got distracted, but this is a new list that I'll send him tomorrow.
No, I have it. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
I'll check on 422 East Boston Post Road, 418 Wagner, and 1160 near Richbell.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, that one's been dead for years. Really.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones in the well.
Yeah, that's a little one though.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to update on the tree law. The public hearing was last night. I was expecting to be in a better mood about it, but in fact, what happened is that it has been carried over to the next meeting in 2 weeks. There was a surprising, I actually didn't end up commenting. I had been advised just to make quick, I thought I was going to be called on it at the beginning. At any rate, I didn't get my hand up fast enough. And I was asked to just make, get the highlights in there. So I spent the day turning my 15 and 30-minute presentations down to 1 minute and 23 seconds. I timed it several times and I really could do it, but I never did it because the hearing went immediately. Well, first, the village attorney gave a fairly detailed description of the law. And then
that was great. That was great that he did that. I didn't know he was going to do that. That was wonderful.
That was good. That was good. And then we went right to people who already had their hands up, which I didn't. And the comments immediately became so detailed that I felt that just the highlights man would sound extremely airheaded, so I never did it. But Gail came in at the end with dazzling statistics about the value of trees. So thank you for doing that, Gail. I've heard comments from several people today that it was surprising that very few of the people who have voiced a very strong support for these protections actually spoke and addressed the board. I don't know whether they were there and not speaking or whether they didn't come to the meeting, but since we're going to get to do this again in 2 weeks, I encourage you to come if you can. If you wish to speak up, please do. And anybody I mean, there've been a lot of people who have told us that they feel this is very important, and I really appreciate it if they would come and say that.
I've sent out emails to a lot of people. I don't know if any of them were present, but what I realized what's really important is that people express support for the tree law during the public hearing. Yeah. It could be 2 sentences. It could be a little, 1 minute paragraph, but they have to speak up. That's really, really important. We hear from them all the time, but it doesn't count unless they speak up. So, whatever you can do to encourage people. I know it's not comfortable. I was a nervous wreck last night. But it needs to happen. So if you could.
Regarding that, I was at the meeting, but how do they recognize you? I mean,
at the bottom, when you move your cursor to the bottom of the screen, it's not even a menu. I think there was just one option, raise hand. That will pop up. You click on it and your hand is raised. That should be made clear at the beginning of the meeting, because
Right.
also my husband didn't know how to do it. He was on a phone, and it might be different on a phone. It was very unclear how to speak up. And that's the problem.
And when is the meeting?
October 12th
No.
at
No.
8 o'clock, Tuesday, October 12th at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I have one person who's promised that she will attend and speak up.
I'll speak.
Working on other people.
There were a lot of people there who seemed like they've supported it in the past. Maybe they just didn't feel they needed to speak, because we can tell who's there.
They need to talk. They need to say something.
Is there a mechanism to make comments, like write them in during the meeting?
There
No.
didn't seem to be during the meeting, Jerry.
We disabled that. We disabled
Yeah.
that.
We got some awful comments on a couple.
And there was a distraction issue. We would get
Yeah.
distracted. People would be upset. I put it in the comment, but we're trying to run a business meeting or a board meeting at the same time, trying to manage Zooms. Even though we have someone operating it, it's still unruly.
People can certainly email their comments in, ahead of time. I don't really check email during meetings because it's distracting, I think, but we got, on another topic, we got an email from someone from the public who wanted to know how many emails we'd gotten on a topic. And, maybe we should put, we've done this in the past, maybe we've got some emails about the tree law, maybe they should be put in as backup so that we know, because if it's backup, it's actually part of our public hearing. It's part of our agenda record. So we could do it that way too. So if people want to make a comment in writing, we can incorporate that.
Okay.
And I think if you communicate to the board at mayorandboard@vomni.org, or if you communicate to Augie or me and provide a list of people that wish to speak at the meeting, what we do is we see on the right-hand side, we see a list of people, and we could potentially, call them.
That's great.
To see if they want to speak. They may be confused with the raising hand function. So we would be able to, identify them.
And we should remind people in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, we should, right. That's a good idea. Because on the phone, you have to swipe to the right. And it says tap to unmute. So there's multiple screens on the phone. Right now I'm on the phone. So if I swipe now to the right, it'll say tap to unmute or tap to mute. And so sometimes people get pulled up on the screen, but then they can't speak because they don't know how to unmute their device.
If we could make maybe 2 reminders or 2 mentions of how to raise your hand and how to unmute, that would be great. Like maybe at the beginning and then after a couple of comments or something.
That's fine.
Okay, any other thoughts about the tree law?
Just a quick question. When I was listening in, was that person who had all those comments, was that Stuart?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going.
Doreen Roney made a comment, and I think she talked about the size of the lot, and like with regards to that property where a lot of trees were cut down in Orienta. I think we should talk about the fact that there is a mechanism in our zoning code if a lot of trees are taken down and a lot of a certain size. She's right about that. That doesn't negate the need for this law because it deals with smaller properties too. But I think we should address that on the 12th. And I'll try to, we've addressed it and we've talked about it before. So I'll try to get a little synopsis of that going.
Can I ask a question also? Because there was something in the code that pertains to the planning board, something about 25% of vegetation. So it seems
You're talking about the zoning code.
And it could be the zoning code, but actually, if you look, and I'd seen it at one point, and I couldn't get my hands on it that quickly right now. But no, I think it's something in the planning board specifically, where if a homeowner can't remove like more than 25% or has to leave 25% of the vegetation. But what we have to go back and check it because everything needs to sort of tie in together, right? They can't have a different standard than we have, or we're sort of just banging our head against the wall here.
That was mentioned by someone at last night's meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that was
so there
Also,
is
vegetation
something.
is different than trees, right?
Yeah, it includes all vegetation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Wendy, you're just asking for consistency between the two.
Yes, and whose responsibility is it to make that happen?
I know Nora did a lot of work to make some things consistent, or to to repeal them in some codes if they were being addressed in ours.
It's,
She's
well,
like the last page of the code of our law.
but this is, I think if you look at the tree law, if you look at 3:18:8 D,
Yeah.
that sort of addresses the point that Wendy was just making.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you say?
I'm a little confused.
3:18:8? 3:18:8, Nora?
Yeah,
I'm a little confused. If the thing that you quoted or made reference to, Wendy, about that a property owner is not allowed to remove more than 25%, then how did that includes all vegetation, including trees, how did those trees get removed? Unless if it's all vegetation, the trees might be 25% if you're including grass, bushes.
So
That's a really bad formula then.
well, this was my question when 1010 was being cut. I don't know if you don't go to the planning board before you go to the, Jerry, can you correct me if I'm wrong, before you go to the building inspector for your permit to demolish?
Right, so you go to the building inspector for a demo permit, and that demo permit is just for the building. Now, what happened was this individual, savvy or not, or fearless or not, decided to use the demo permit for the property or for the structure, and then just clear cut everything else on the property, not necessarily using the demo permit, but because it wasn't an application before the planning board where they would ask for how many trees are going to be removed, what areas are going to be grubbed or cleared, then that would take effect, that 25%. So it's no application that was submitted to the planning board where we have professionals that review it and all of that stuff. It's just
right.
a demo permit. They just took out a demo permit and decided to just clear cut and take down this giant house and clear cut the rest of the place.
So was there a violation then, Jerry?
Well, so there should be a violation, but what happens is there's not a violation on the demo because he took down the property, he took down the structure. So there's no violation because he had a permit to do, and there's no tree law to enforce the clear cutting of the property.
Wait, but he clear cut, which is more than 25% of the vegetation. Is
Right,
there a violation to that?
The planning board, the way it was described, the way it was presented, explained to me was the planning board would approve up to 25% of removal of vegetation. If he removed 50% after he got an approval from the planning board, then he would be in violation.
So he never went to the planning board? Is that the thing?
No.
Yeah.
He never went to the planning board.
So here's the thing, where in the Village of Mamaroneck code, where's the appropriate place to prevent this from happening? I'm hoping that the tree law is enough, but I'm not convinced that procedurally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why we had the attorneys look at it so that there's continuity. And Bob and our attorney, our village attorney, looked at it multiple times. So it could be a discussion
So,
that is, you know, I guess, you know, emailed around before the final version is presented on October 12th.
I'm concerned about that 25% becoming like a little loophole.
It won't be a loophole in a planning board application. It won't be a loophole.
I just lost my train of thought. Oh, and then because of what already happened, can we put in a tree law then a stiffer penalty than we have for clear cutting, like a stiffer monetary penalty? What do you think?
You can do that now before it's presented in its final form, but there was a concern with some board members about the size of these penalties.
Already?
And so that had to be, that had to be massaged. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
That
I know, I do remember. But what if the penalty is not about, what if it's geared to the developers? The penalty is geared to that situation.
All right, so what's that number? So that number, you'd have to discuss that number. Like if it was 50% of the vegetation removed on the property, then would it kick in? Or because if a piece of property is wooded, you have to allow that developer, if they have a valid application, to clear a certain portion of the property to build a structure.
Yes.
I suggest we just keep it to trees and not vegetation.
So, but I think the code that got cited last night, it's 342.75. And it's
that sounds right.
342.75C. Any proposed clearing of vegetation or earthwork on any property 1/2 acre or larger, or any land involving 25% or more of the site. So it wouldn't, so it wouldn't kick in for a lot that's under 1/2 acre, but that lot that we're talking about is 1/2 acre.
But it was never proposed. No one ever proposed it. You see, he just went ahead and did it.
Right.
So it wasn't like there was an application.
But I think the argument that Doreen Roney was making last night and other people have made is a site development plan approval by the planning board is required in all districts for X, Y, and Z. And that's one of the things. So the violation here is that work was done absent an application for a site development plan.
Yeah.
That's
probably right.
And I don't know how the village can enforce that. I think that's what the question is.
Yes, that's exactly the question.
Right.
Very well said. Thank you.
Yep.
No, but that's
where the problem
exactly
is.
That's exactly the missing piece of a puzzle, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So then it may be an amendment to not the tree law, but another portion of our code.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess here's the deal. What if you do something that's in violation of the site development plan?
But there's no site development plan yet.
We've been through that though. We did have our friend on Grove Street. We did have enforcement of the development of, the violation of the site development plan, his approved plans, right?
It just seems like there was a violation on that property. And is it too late to enforce it?
I don't know if it was never proposed. Like he never appeared before any board to say, this is what I'm going to do, and then decide to do something else.
But absolutely.
He should have.
But he had to
appeared.
So that his violation is doing work that he didn't get approval for. It's like building a house without a permit.
Right.
Right. I mean, he did have a discussion with the building inspector about the trees. He definitely had a discussion with him.
With Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to me like that's a violation. Like there was a violation because he did something that required approval. He did it without approval.
Yeah.
That's what we have to talk to Bob about. And it's not too late.
Yeah.
It's not
I
too
do
late.
think that, I do think letting people get away with that sends a message that we're not serious about this.
Well, so there may be a problem, my guess is because the sign of the developer is gone. And I drove past the week before last and there were people there. There was a young couple there and I have a feeling that the property has been sold, but I don't know. But I do know that the sign of DeKalb, who was the developer who did that, is no longer there.
Does that mean we can't enforce it against him though? I mean, he did the work. We know he was there. We saw his sign was up. He had the demolition permit.
Yeah.
So does it matter that someone else may have purchased the property now?
Or does it then become the responsibility of the current property owner? Or when this goes before the planning board, can we, write letters and go to the planning board and ask them to, within the plan, have them plant X number of trees following what we've recommended in our, to some extent, what we've recommended in our code.
Yeah, the planning board can add a lot of different conditions
Right.
that they seem, that they feel is appropriate.
But I
So
would imagine,
how do we make that happen? What if nobody on the planning board is familiar with the situation? So is that then become like my responsibility as a resident to write to them or attend a meeting?
I think they're familiar, but I think it would be beneficial for the tree committee to write a letter too. I think they're all familiar because it was talked about a lot.
They are familiar.
Don't want to make sure the developer gets his just desserts instead of this poor new homeowner?
But I think if it's a developer who doesn't own the property anymore, we don't have a lot of teeth. Right? What are we going to do?
We can try to talk to Bob to see if there's the violation that he was supposed to submit, that there was no proposal. That's the violation. But there should have been. That's the violation.
Because
we can talk to Bob about that.
Who's going to do that?
I'm just going to go get a glass of water. I'll be right back. Okay. But you're good. The meeting's running.
In my previous municipality, we had a member of the tree committee as a designated member of the planning board. So they would be a dual member. I was that dual member when I first moved to that community. And so every planning board application had a tree committee member that spoke up. And
We absolutely need that. I've been thinking it for a long time.
I presented it to the board. It's dual membership, and you obviously the person would have to go to the tree committee meetings and the planning board. Okay, so it's a little bit more, but those was very important, very important. We had a school board member on the planning board to make sure that the school board was represented properly as well on the planning board, because those kinds of things impact the school.
How often does the planning board meet?
Twice a month.
Ooh.
So there's value to it because of the crossover.
Yeah.
There's value to it. And of course the person would have to accept the dual membership. I've spoken to the board about it, and it was something, well, we have to keep bringing it up because the board gets distracted and moves on to other things.
Can we be just sort of a liaison? Could we just be a member of the tree committee and be a liaison with the planning board and make sure we're at every meeting?
If the chairs want to designate a liaison and just go to the meeting, which is, a Zoom thing, and just sit in on it, as long as the chair knows that that person's in attendance for informational purposes only. But this, Gail, was a voting member. This person was a voting member of the board. So there was, the ability for them to speak about applications, to question the applicant. It was a valuable position. Recreation had members from different communities as well. Different organizations as well, not organizations, boards. So there was a lot of crossover, and it really created that continuity that sometimes we feel is missing. We feel it all the
Absolutely
time,
need
actually.
that. I could just rattle off like 2 examples off the top of my head of why that's so important. 3 examples, just.
It's an easy model. It's just a little bit of a code. It's a little bit of a change in the way the boards are structured, which is, a couple of meetings. It takes a couple of meetings. and really, a better understanding of why there's crossover involved. Obviously, we wouldn't need anyone from recreation on the planning board because it's not really something, too heavy. But tree committee and the environmental commission was significant.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Gail, would you be interested in that? Gail,
All right.
is that something you might do? Might be willing to?
I might.
You'd be
I
good.
might. How about you, Wendy?
I don't, even though I'm on this committee, I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to have that position. I don't know.
I feel that way about the law. Like, I know what to recommend about tree plantings and stuff, but about following the law, I feel like I'm not that knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why there's an attorney, and that's why there's someone from the building department at every planning board meeting, because they have those high, those complicated issues. Nora, we're talking about when I proposed the crossover at one time. This might have been like a couple of years ago, maybe. The crossover, pre-pandemic was like a crossover where there would be a dual membership type of situation. But you know what? I'm also thinking, Wendy or Gail or anyone, we could probably set up a system where you would receive the agenda by email, and you could take a look at it, and kind of look to see if there's, if it's you could just bring it up. There'll be a link where you could look at the plan to see if there's trees that are going to be removed and all that stuff. Maybe not necessarily sit through one of those, another 4 or 5 hour meeting, but just look at to see if there's any tree related items.
So in the olden days, I was thinking about this because Sally gave me something in one of those interoffice envelopes where you cross the person's name off and you circulate it, which seems like such a pre-pandemic thing. Anyway.
Those.
Pre-computers, pre-pandemic. But it used to be, 30 years ago, that there were these transmittal sheets, and you can still find them in the old building files for projects. You'll still see it. And there were, if it was something that was before the planning board or the zoning board, it went to the traffic commission, and it went it went to the other board, and the information went to every board, and it was the chair's responsibility to look through it and either put it on the agenda for that board or just say no comments. So it was, and so maybe that's, maybe the tree committee, nothing happens at the planning board or the zoning board in one meeting. Right? There's no application. It's rare for an application, unless maybe it's like a special permit for a restaurant at the zoning board, where it's open and closed the same meeting. So
it takes a while.
You're always going to have a couple months to make some comments. So maybe that's something that should happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe at this meeting, it would be an agenda item.
Right.
Okay.
That could be discussed. There's a solution. We just don't know what it is yet.
Okay. Well, everybody think about it. Think of yourself as a possible volunteer. And
Are we going to F? Are we going to attachment F yet? It's my favorite of the night. That's why I showed up.
oh no. And I'm going to save it till the end.
But I go back and find it.
Oh,
I don't remember which one that was.
Here it is.
I do.
The guy on Walnut Street.
Oh yeah, that's here, all right. But where did I put that? Is that under correspondence?
I have it as attachment F, Walnut Street correspondence.
Oh, let's go back to that one. That was a great one. But you have to stay to the end of the meeting.
It's page 35
Okay, I will.
on the PDF.
Yeah, page 35. That's right. Nora's
Wait,
right.
wait, wait. Which attachment do you have it as? I'm looking at all different attachments.
F.
I just pulled it up from the website from.
Oh, okay. I'm not on. I'm in what Beverly sent. What Bev sent.
Okay, wait. Let me find it. It's really very impressive, Jerry. I was very, very pleased. Here we go.
Was that the correspondence that you had, Jerry, with
Yes.
somebody in violation? Okay,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
And do you want to, I've got it. I just have to remember what the sequence is to share my screen.
So he claims in error, miscommunication error,
Yeah,
5
right.
trees in the right of way, right?
Well, the trees.
On a lot
Oh, my.
that he's purchased. This is right around the corner from some people on the board here, that he's putting up a garage, he's expanding his backyard, and he's renovating the property, the home on the property, I guess, as a rental. So I was alerted to it, or we were alerted to it, probably by neighbors, I would believe so. And then I sent the building inspector out there, and he said, "Yeah, Jerry." So we even paid for we asked for a survey, and the survey identified trees that were cut in the right of way. Obviously, this person is the probably more of the I'll ask for forgiveness instead of permission type of person. So that's fine. He can ask for forgiveness, but I'm not in the mood to give any. So he needs to plant 5 trees, 10 to 12 foot tall, in order to get even close to, not even close, but the caliper of trees and the canopy of trees that were removed. Obviously, he bought this property to subdivide so he can have a larger backyard, and he never had any intention of putting trees in his backyard. That's my impression. So he wants to keep it, open. And now, while we may think this is the end of it, it's not going to be the end of it. But I'm here this evening for other reasons, but to see if the tree committee would accept the 5 trees. These are large. These are 10 to 12 foot trees. So these are probably going to be 3-inch, 3.5-inch, 4-inch caliper trees, where we will put them in locations that would benefit our public properties. I haven't discussed this.
Thinking of?
It could be anything, as long as they're large, as long as they're, they can't be $200 trees, Gail. They have to be $600-700 trees. That's what I'm looking for.
So you are suggesting, although he doesn't know this yet, is that since 9 feet space is not really that big for 5 large trees, that
these are small properties. These are type properties. Yeah.
He purchases these trees, and that I would say some of them need to be left in that space, but that several of them then be planted elsewhere in the village where they would be beneficial.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea. Anyone else?
And they're significant trees. They're not going to be, they're significant trees.
I just saw a nice spot on Prospect Avenue that could use a nice big tree.
There's a
They're all
spot
over.
on Fenimore that can
Mother.
use 2, and one on Palmer. Remember that elm, Jerry, that you trained us on?
That's right.
That
Well, what
elm,
about-
half of it is missing, sliced right down the trunk.
What about if we
Now-
find a new location in the flats?
So
There's a
but
problem.
the size of the trees that I'm looking for him to satisfy the order to remedy is would be larger than what we normally put between the curb and the sidewalk. So that's the kind of tree that we're looking for, that I'm looking for, to kind of replace that canopy, or at least give the tree a good head start to get to the canopy of some of these trees that were removed. I mean, one of them was a pine tree, so I don't really consider pine tree as a canopy tree, because you can't really sit under a pine tree with shit, you can't.
So Jerry, how many trees were in that 9-foot space? I mean, 9 feet long?
No, the area that he's identifying to plant new trees is 9-foot space, but it was all in front. It was in front of the property. These are older homes, so these were larger trees in front of the property at the end of Walnut Street. Walnut's a dead end street. So these are what you would typically see.
They're great trees.
They are great trees.
Yeah.
They are great trees.
Yeah.
Them all very lightly, but that's magnanimous. That's all the same. However, when you consider even a fully mature tree, spend $5,000 to put in a 25-foot, 10 inches wide tree. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Yeah, but so those kinds of trees are hard to contract in. Those are difficult to, I mean, a 3.5, 4-inch tree would get to in 3 years would get to probably an 8-inch tree, which then becomes a protected tree once the tree law passes. So
I mean, the other
it's
thing
just
about
feasibility.
really large trees, Sean, is that it's really hard to make them survive. I mean, it's been done. But
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the specimen size, Sean, is a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to do. It's doable, but it's just a tough thing to manage.
Well, I think there are a lot of locations that we just identified right out of the air that.
Okay.
So
So what I'll do is I will when I'm driving around tomorrow, making my rounds, checking on debris piles again, I will swing by there and see what would be the appropriate location of a tree on Walnut, 1 or 2 trees on Walnut, and then the balance, I'll talk to the building inspector about amending the order to remedy so that, we would benefit from
that's great.
3 or 4 trees.
We need to vote on that, or do we just, the discussion is?
No, it's under my purview. I mean,
Okay.
if you wanna vote on it, that's fine, but I just wanted to discuss it because it was a very recent.
I'm
it's
very
current.
interested in that suggestion because I do, when I read this, I thought that's not a lot of room for 5 trees.
Yeah, so I have a method where I will, demonstrate that I really don't want to make a deal, but then I always have that in the back of my mind that I think that there might be something here where we can actually get to a resolution. All I want is a resolution, Beverly. I don't want to keep fighting with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think he'll cooperate?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I think so.
I would say when Gail and I walked around in the flat last summer, there's not room for street trees on most of those trees, but there's a corner park that actually has, I think could handle 2 large trees. I think,
Sure.
you know which one where I can send that to you? That might be, I can send you where the streets are. It's over.
From Madison?
I don't remember the name. I can, just as a suggestion, because that's someplace we would want to plant trees anyway.
Yeah, we won't.
If really nice trees, it would be a good idea to do that.
Yeah, we could plant trees there.
Okay. Thank you. Moving to new trees, actually, is next. Before we get off the tree law, I wanted to say that I had a great meeting last week with the Committee for the Environment. We wanted to hear about the tree law. And in the end, they unanimously passed a resolution supporting it. And then David Freeman appeared at last night's meeting and spoke on its behalf. He was one of the few. It was really good. He spoke as representative of that. So.
I'm sorry, Beverly, you were fading. What did they vote on?
The Committee for the Environment last week voted unanimously to submit a resolution supporting the tree law.
Okay.
And one of their members, David Freeman, actually spoke. He was the lawyer, environmental lawyer, who spoke very, very well about it.
Okay.
Okay.
David, what was his name, David?
Freeman.
Freeman,
Thanks.
Freeman. Did you get, before I got on, did you discuss soil testing and pH testing? Because I just purchased a kit to train the parks employees to do that. Because we've taken over the cultural practices of the turf fields. We used to contract that out, but we took it over. So now I have to train them on how to take, do a pH test and other nutrient tests in order to make sure that we're putting down the right amount of nitrogen, et cetera.
That's good.
Mhm.
That actually, Gail had sent us a link to an article on trees for wet areas that I think you said, Gail, included.
Oh,
pH
yeah, here it is.
testing, where you suggested it. That's
Yeah, considering the pH when selecting a tree species, it could help trees survive better,
yeah.
increase the survival rate.
Yes. Okay.
So they have the list of trees for wet areas in different types of pHs, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And zones, of course, but
Yeah. We don't want to be a wet area. We want to be a dry area. I'm tired of being a wet area.
There's reality, we're getting more storms and these trees will do well. And if they do well and they're big trees, they'll soak up water,
Yep.
We need trees.
There was Jane Goodall was interviewed by, I want to say, Jimmy Fallon. That doesn't seem possible, but she has a program of plant a tree for Jane, and she feels that planting trees is going to get us out of this climate crisis.
It's long term though, because the tree you plant today isn't really going to get us.
No, but if we don't, but if it doesn't happen at some point, it doesn't happen.
Oh no, I completely agree. I completely agree with that, Nora. But I think that people think that if they plant a tree today, it's going to solve the crisis today. And I think there's a lot more that has to happen right now while we grow those trees. And we need a lot of them. We need a lot of them.
She's launched an effort in support of planting 1 trillion trees by 2030. I don't know. That just seems like a great thing to promote,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because everybody knows who Jane Goodall is.
Yep.
Speaking of a long-term plan, at some point in this meeting, I want to discuss an idea I have for a long-term plan.
Okay, let's do that in a little while. Sean had some comment.
Just one quick question. Poplar trees. I'm sure they're a very beautiful tree to look at, almost like a beech tree. But they grow particularly fast, and they're very, very, very canopy oriented. Do we have many poplar? Jerry, or anybody?
No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I mean, I don't have the tree inventory shown in front of me, but I don't think we have too many poplar trees. I'll have to take a look to see.
Aren't they trees that grow fast and then die fast? Because that's not helpful.
I think we need a mixture, Bev,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, they do last a long time.
Yeah, I think I think because they're grown for their wood. So
okay.
Yeah. So I don't think that they die quickly or have a short lifespan.
Okay, well that's certainly a consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
New trees. Last year we sort of identified that we had some trees at Mangones that belonged to us. I believe they were cherries, and also Larchmont Nursery had a list of trees they were donating. It was 15 in total. And I found locations for them very quickly. Those people all want their trees, but because of the weather, this was last, I think, winter, and because it got too cold, and then we probably had a storm. I don't even remember what happened. The trees haven't been planted though.
Mm-hmm.
Have they been forgotten, or are the trees still around?
No, so they're healed in. They're in the back of the Parks Department yard,
Mm-hmm.
but Beverly, they were given to us.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of leggy, and they don't have good form. They're not like a nursery grown tree.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to. I think they were, I appreciate the generosity, but they weren't exactly. They were a little beat up when we got them.
Okay.
So they were
not
more appropriate, and they are more appropriate for maybe some open spaces in the park where, we could add a couple of trees, and not necessarily, because if we put one of those trees, let me just be, blunt. If we put one of those trees in front of people's houses, they're going to look like we're kind of what kind of tree did you give me type of thing.
So I could roll those 15 locations onto the regular planting list, which is my next question.
That would be good.
Completed that list. I realize that usually I give it to you at the end of the summer. Can I still pull it together? Gail and I have looked at locations. I've looked at other additional locations. I have pretty many. Will we be able to do that? I know that, I mean, I hate to ask Parks Department to do anything right now.
Oh, no. The board approved two additional, we had 2 positions at the Parks Department that were frozen for budgetary reasons. The board last night approved the release of that. We sent out the notice, basically we posted the job. So we're okay as far as help, because we'll get back up to full staff in less than 10 days, probably 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks. So no, we can do that. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
So I will pull the list together. How many trees do you think I can put on it? How many?
Just give me the list. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
Just give me the list.
Great.
Every year they're more and more, they become more and more proficient. They're trained better. So we won't have a problem. I will have to do some of the work that Tony did in the past, locating the trees and marking them and checking on the utilities at these locations to make sure they're not in conflict with the planting. But then after that, I'll just pass it on to Jeff, the new general foreman of parks, and he'll be able to get the planting done.
Okay. There was also some email, I couldn't find it when I made this, but last summer you had a nursery offer certain trees at a discount if we bought. Do you remember anything about that?
Yes, and I couldn't.
We didn't do anything with it.
I couldn't because we had Henri and then the storm. So it was right around the end of August, beginning of September when that was supposed to be. So I got sidetracked.
You know what? That's fine because I wasn't really thrilled with the selection.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so it's okay.
Okay. I have a comment that actually this comes from the Harbor Island Conservancy when I walked around with them. A few years ago, I walked through among the cherries with Tony and Barry, and we identified some that were just aged out and replaced them. I think that needs to be done again.
Okay.
Some of them getting too old.
Sure.
Okay. Mulch rings, that seems like a good idea. We were going to try, but we keep having hurricanes. We haven't done it. Are you still interested in that idea?
That's exactly right. We haven't done it because we just keep getting sidetracked.
I know.
We'll get to it.
I'm just asking.
As far as the Harbor Island cherry trees, that could be a day out for some tree committee members.
It would be, it would be easy to do.
That would be pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure Jeff is available. If I'm available, I'm available. If not, Jeff will be available. He'll mark them with some ribbon or something. That'll be fine.
Okay. Good idea. We'll
set that up.
Set that up. Okay. So anybody else interested in doing this?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
The whole place, right? Rushmore and behind
all the
the
cherry trees.
everywhere.
Some are new and some are old, and we need to identify the ones that are too old.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll take a little while.
So was that Wendy who said you'd
Yeah.
like? Okay. Anyone
I
else?
can do it with you, Wendy.
Okay.
I'll come too. I really like to do this, so let's all pick a date.
Okay.
Who's going? Wendy, Beverly Ann?
Marlene.
Darling. Okay. Now there was attachment 8, which was above in the correspondence. No, it was not. I'm not sure where it was. There was a recommendation. Oh yes, it was part of the Anita Lane correspondence, in addition to talking about the risks of overdevelopment and lost trees, she suggested that we plant evergreens in, she suggested we plant evergreens. I don't think they make good street trees, but they're good in water. They're good near water, I believe. Is that true? Like near the rivers? I know, Gail, you like the idea.
Certain species are good. I don't remember offhand, but it's in that email that I sent you.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, we're developing a new species list to go with tree law, if we ever have a tree law. So maybe we'll look at the ones that are in your email. Tree inventory, how did that go this summer? And is it still going on?
No, it's still going on. I provided them with iPhones and I did the training and we gave them the app for the identification. So 2 of the 3 were on vacation most of the time this summer, but we discussed having them continue to do it because they were young. They were sophomores.
Oh, were they? I thought they were older.
Yeah, they weren't older. So that was surprising. So I said, look, you've already trained. You have the 99-cent iPhones that I provided you. So just keep doing it on your off time and keep track of your hours. And I'll give you service credit hours because Rhinebeck's a little bit more extensive as far as the service credit than the Mamaroneck. So I'll get an update from them next meeting or two. Probably in when's this next meeting? When's this? Is the end of October? Yeah, by the end of October, I'll have an update from that.
Okay. There's a Girl Scout troop leader who Nora knows and who lives across the street from me, who thought that her girls might also be interested in taking that on as a project. They're even younger. I think they're freshmen. Is that too young, or would you be interested in?
No, I'm okay with it. Okay. It's really, they have to be. So the key is they have to be a self-starter. They have to be able to receive the couple of hours of training. I give them the iPhone, which is a tool, and I get the the $10 app. That's it. It doesn't cost us a lot of money to set them up.
Okay, let me see.
They're doing GPS coordinates with the iPhone, so I have them GPS coordinates on the locations of the trees.
Let me see if they're still interested. She was very interested when I talked to her. It's an iPhone that you give them?
Yeah, we get iPhones for under $1.
How do you do that?
We have a rate. That's a government contract rate.
Okay. Okay.
Do they? I mean, but they don't have all the bells and whistles, right?
They don't have any of it. Yeah, they don't have any of it except the phone capability, right. And we can download, and we're the only ones who can access the downloads of the apps on there. So
right.
Now, are they doing assessments as a condition?
Yep, I trained them on that.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they fill out a form. They fill out a form that's on the phone, and they have a list of abbreviated. They use the abbreviations for the trees and everything. And the one thing that they needed was the plant identification app, and that was it. Everything else was easy.
Did you use search? Is that the one? Is it search?
No, it's you use the camera. You put the camera up to the tree. You take a picture of the bark or the bud or the leaf, and it identifies the tree. And then they have a list of abbreviations, and they use that list to fill out the form. Mm-hmm.
That's all part of the app, Jerry?
Yeah, it's all part of the app. Yeah.
Amazing.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is amazing.
What's the name of the app? Plant
Finder.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
so Rhinebeck has they have to do 40 hours of community service, 20 hours outside of school. So it's they're all looking for interesting projects.
And certainly in the pandemic, there were fewer and fewer projects.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 100. Wow, that's okay, good. Because I think
40 is
requirement
required.
is 40, but kids get a special award if they get to 100.
Okay, that's what it was, because that's what they said.
Motivated kids try to get to 100,
Yeah, okay.
but the basic requirement is 40, and 20 of them
Okay.
cannot be school related. So.
Okay. That's really good. Anything with the Metro North land along Bishop?
No, I got into a war with Metro North because of Revere Road, so we may not be on the best terms right now.
But didn't Shelley Mayer and Steve Otis weigh in on this? And
They did, but then they came in on the Revere Road deforestation. And so,
yeah.
I got tough with the Metro North representatives, and still nothing has been done because they really don't have to do anything. And they know it. So let's just give it a little more time on that one.
Okay. Where's
It was pretty upsetting what they did.
Yeah, I know. And those poor people there.
Revere Road is near the Girl Scout house. It's right on. It's near 95, and it's on the other side of Rocking Stone. Part of it's in the town, part of it's in the village.
Yeah, like right at the edge, last street, one of the last streets in the village.
Okay. Let's look it up. And they deforested there too?
Yeah.
The tracks, along the tracks.
Okay.
It's sort of startling.
It is when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what about the dog park and the essential workers tribute?
Okay, so on the dog park, we haven't done anything, but we're kicking some ideas around with the essential workers tribute, where I may bring in the individual who was instrumental in helping us build the poetry garden. If you guys know where the poetry garden is.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Right. So I may be bringing him in. He works in Pennsylvania and Connecticut, and he's a local, I don't know if he lived here, but he's got ties to Mamaroneck. So I may be bringing him in to help us with some design. And then there was 1 or 2 emails that Nora was on today regarding some benches and a centerpiece. And so we're still, yeah, go ahead.
The Arts Council's working on it. They're trying to figure out what the budget would be for benches. And they met last week, and they, just decided that it's not likely to happen this fall because of all of the craziness with Ida. And so they're looking to the spring because they didn't want to burden the Parks Department.
Yeah. You sent me an email in the last day or two about the Tupelos.
Yeah, because that my notes, when I looked it up, we had discussed Nessia sylvatica as a potential tree for that, but I don't know why we did that.
Because they're beautiful in the fall, and because they tolerate salt, I believe. Okay. The other tree that we were talking about alternating them with white oaks, which also tolerate salt. However, I responded tonight. You probably haven't seen it. I've been worrying about the Tupelo because we planted them in the village a couple years and they didn't do well, but that was before they were on streets and we weren't watering at that point. But I planted down where my brother lives, I planted 18 trees in the middle, not in the middle of the field, but along a lane with the field. So it was like ideal tree conditions. And a third of them I used Tupelos and they didn't do well either. Like I had to replace some, and the ones that are left look like they're gonna die. So they have a long taproot. So they might not be the best choice. I don't know if you can recommend something else that has that salt tolerance that would also be attractive. Yeah,
I'll look to see what the conditions are. I mean, there's there's a little bit of salt spray, but it's not that heavy
Yeah.
over there. So it's not like we're.
I see them thriving in like more kind of wooded
Hey, hey.
areas, tupelos. I'm not really, I don't know why, but I
Not
don't
full
really
sun
see a
tree.
lot of them as a street tree.
I think I would go with trying to. The white oaks is great. That's a great choice, but maybe choosing something that could maybe work in a little bit of a drought stress type of condition, I think. Because it gets pretty, it's wide open over there. There's really no protection from anything, you know. It's windy over there all the time, and there's no buffer at all. I'll take a look.
Okay.
And the idea is to alternate?
Yeah, I think alternating is nice. And the tupelos were a good idea because, you know, oaks are not particularly pretty in the fall, and the tupelos
That's right.
are spectacular.
Yeah, it would create some interest. You're right about that.
Yeah.
I'll look for something.
Yeah, I thought about maples, but they don't tolerate salt at all, so I don't think that's
It's not. It wouldn't work well.
okay. Anyway, if you can think of something better, I think it might be good.
Okay.
And the dog park, we were going to ask that's over by the water treatment plant, I think, and we were going to ask the county if they.
Oh yeah, there won't be a problem getting trees from the county.
Okay.
Our former engineer is the
Oh, right, he is.
deputy commissioner. Yeah, of public works. We won't have a
Oh.
problem with that.
I didn't know that was his job. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, we won't have a problem with that.
Okay.
He likes trees.
Yeah, he's willing. He's willing to work with us. He
Okay.
really worked with us well during the early days of the storm of the recovery. So worked out good.
Great. So it's good placement there.
Mhm.
And citizen pruners, you know, it's another thing with the pandemic and all the storms I haven't followed up on, but they didn't issue the new identification. They took information for the identification badges, but I don't think they ever actually produced them. The police.
They did produce them. I have one. There's one for my husband. You just have to call, make an appointment, and then show up and get your picture taken.
Really?
Yeah, I've got one.
That's it.
Yeah, you
It's
already.
in the detectives bureau.
Okay.
So who do I call for that? The police department?
Call the police department, ask to speak to the detective in charge of making IDs and tell them who you
Okay.
are, make an appointment. And then you have to go back again when the card is ready to pick it up.
Okay.
And actually, he met me outside, I think. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he did my picture outside, and then he gave me the finished card outside.
Yeah, they don't let anybody inside like
Okay.
they used to.
And we're coming up on pruning season, so this is important.
Yep.
Do you want to ask Robert to do a blurb about it, or do you have enough citizen pruners?
No, we don't have.
No. We should
can always
get
use
more.
citizen pruners.
Can we schedule a pruning workshop?
Yeah, but it has to be. It would have to be early November.
Okay.
October gets jammed up. Like I won't even be available for the walk, for the guided tree walk.
November
way
is
that
good,
way.
like after the leaves are down anyway. That's a good time
Yeah.
to be pruning.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm okay with early November.
Okay, it'll be a Saturday. I think
Yeah.
Saturday at 1.
Yeah, Saturday's better than Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to promote Robert. He's here.
Oh, hi, Robert.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm enjoying listening to you all talk about trees. Jerry, I just thought kind of remind you about this. Ellen Silver is planning to do another Clean and Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturday, November 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it might be a nice kind of like tie-in to have like a citizen
day, you mean?
pruner workshop event on that date.
Oh,
That's a great idea.
yeah.
It is. So we used to meet in the morning, right? Around 9 o'clock, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
Do
it
that
might be kind of a nice thing to just like, you're gonna have it, I'm guessing, at Harbor Island Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually.
So, you know, when people are gathering there for, you know, their assignments to go out and pick up trash, it might be nice to be like, oh, and by the way, here's a little workshop that, you know, maybe people would be interested in, and we can promote the two events together.
So I'm asking about the time, if you can recall, and I know we have a meeting set for this week with Ellen, but because I'd want to make it so that as people finish their cleanup assignment, we could go right into the tree pruning workshop instead of having a 2-3 hour span or break in between where we would lose. Back, if you do it back to back, it's we may get some more interested individuals.
You mean clean and green, and then the same day right after do the tree pruning?
Yeah.
It's a tree pruning workshop.
Right.
My workshops. What was it, Beverly? Like an hour?
No, it was more than an hour, but it wasn't a lot more.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We could try it. I know people kind of, seems like people sort of rush off, but there's no harm in trying. Maybe.
Or there might be different people. It might be two different people.
It could be different people showing up.
Yep, it might be.
I'm always for like, trying to build in other things for events instead of having one-offs and, so it's just an idea, something to think about.
I think it's a good idea. If you're going to the meetings, make sure that they don't feel as if we're but we've been wanting to have a workshop anyway.
Yeah, might be a good opportunity to do
and
that.
then so just decide what the time is. I don't know what the time is that they're saying for the cleaning, but
we'll talk about that with Jerry, and I have a talk with Ellen, I think on Thursday, so we can bring all that up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
Let's see, let's go back to news. I had some just followed up in a really interesting morning I spent last spring. I followed up on it with Valerie Feit, who is one of the co-directors of guidance at Rhinebeck, and she's in charge of what used to be the gifted programs. What is it now? The enrichment, Nora, what do they call them now?
It's the independent learner program.
Independent learner program. And she has, I actually attached an email from her. Last spring, we talked about possibly having school-based pruning workshops also, either at the high school for the students or at the elementary school for families to come. We didn't go as far as to come up with dates, but if you're interested in that, I will ask her for dates.
I can do that.
Okay. And then she does have a group, and this I think I attached, was my attachment A. Let me see if I can get that one up. She has a group of students she works with. Getting better at this. I'm sure I am. Wait, where does this one go? Okay. Nope. Sorry, people. I was doing so well.
That's right. Take your time.
No.
You have whatever you're looking for open in that screen. There you go.
Okay. She has a group of students who work with her independently that she calls her action research students. What it is, group each year the group finds a sort of social action project where they try to work to build community acceptance of something or awareness of it. Nora, you may know more about it
Yeah, I mean, they've done all sorts of studies. They did one study with the CRC about how not having access to cars provides a barrier to employment. They tackle pretty significant research projects that interest the kids.
And then don't they also then design publicity programs, public awareness programs?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which, what the need of that specific project is. But I think that, and it's also out of the guidance department. I mean, so she has a sort of dual roles, but because she works in the guidance department, she's also very aware of projects that, end up resulting in community service projects that the students can do. So this wouldn't, so like this is a project that they do for school credit and for their own edification, but sometimes it results in a project for other kids to do that's community service. So this sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
So
they're all very interested in climate and trees and environmental issues. So she would like to, Robert, you like this. She's going to make sure they watch, she's going to require them to watch the Nature of Oaks lecture in October.
Right. So she has she has social science things, she has, natural science things. She works with different groups of kids, so, and different disciplines within the school. So I think if you can get Valerie Fite involved, you're lucky.
Yeah, she's excited.
Mm-hmm.
She's excited.
Great.
So anyway, so I was telling her about tree law that hasn't been passed. And she, that's one place where they might consider getting widespread community understanding and acceptance. Anyway, or there could be other ideas, but they're interested in the environment and they're interested in trees, and she and I talk about things a lot. So I think we may have some relationships with her. Then a couple of things I had sent around a link to a New York Times article that I believe was published recently on the climate role of mature trees, which is, what we're all talking about.
Yeah.
Also, a really interesting one I got from Frank Budding. I hired him to come over and assess some things for me about 2 weeks ago. And he, in our conversation, said that the concept of trees as infrastructure is something that people need to add into their thinking. And then he sent me a link to an article I have here. There's apparently a second one coming out. But it's very interesting and I recommend it for reading.
Can you share that, Beth?
It's on the agenda section.
Oh, the article is?
The link.
Okay.
Okay. And in one of the attachments I included, that came out today, I included Gail's link on trees for wet areas. So that's something else we should all read to become smarter and better.
Yep.
And Gail, you wanted to talk about long-term planning.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting an inventory.
Right. Okay, so I have to ask, before I present this idea to everybody, please have an open mind. Okay, This is different. This is thinking a little out of the box. So we only, we try to plant about 100 trees a year. It's expensive. We don't have other than Jerry, we don't have someone who's a dedicated arborist to take care of the trees. And my idea is that we have a tree nursery. We take some public land somewhere, start our own tree nursery, transplant our trees, have public or with the money that we save in doing that, we hire a full-time arborist to be going around and, to be sort of really, to know all the trees, to take care of trees,
So you're talking about raising them from seed?
Yeah. Or we could get them as little saplings from the Arbor Tree Foundation. They send some nice trees, but caring for them from very little. Arbor Tree Foundation will send trees bare root, but they're little tiny things. And I've done that, and I've had mixed results. I had some good oaks. Transplanting them is always tricky. But it was a very small scale project that we did, and they did not get water bags. It was at Westchester Jewish Center. It was a religious school project, and it didn't have the care that it needed. So I'm thinking, and I'm also thinking we need to have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 20, 30-year plan, because that's how long it'll take for a lot of the trees you're planting to really develop canopy. And I think we need to keep that all in mind. So that's my idea.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so Gail, I wrote a grant and received $35,000 at my previous municipality for the exact same thing, but it was a pot and pot tree growing operation. So it was a plastic pot inside of a socket pot in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the trees were grown in a planting medium. They weren't grown in the ground. They weren't grown in the actual soil.
So that the transplant's better, like for bare root? Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily bare root. It was a better way for us to grow a tree, remove the pot that the tree is growing in, and then install another pot and another tree in that same socket.
Oh,
Right.
And then that's how it was done.
How did it work?
It worked well because it was an area fenced in that we had built drip irrigation to get rid of effluent water from the sewer plant. So we used to produce at the sewer plant, we used to produce about 800,000 gallons a day. And the water was dispersed, pumped out and dispersed into fields of drip irrigation in a wooded area.
mm.
And so what we did is we used we used the edges of this farm that we had. It's basically a drip irrigation farm. And we had the trees constantly being watered with spaghetti tube drip irrigation. So it worked out well. But actually creating a nursery wasn't that expensive, but there's a lot of maintenance. It would be hard for us to do all the work that we do, plus continue to do that, unless we had a group of volunteers that would be dedicated to keeping things in good shape. Periodic fertilization, making sure that the watering, because we can set up an irrigation system for these pots. Like, how many trees are you thinking of growing a year? A couple of hundred?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll pull out if I can get the grant, I'll call Denise at my previous municipality. If I can get her to pull out that grant and send it to me, I'll be able to show you what we were able to build.
Jerry, can I
That
ask
way,
you-
I'm thinking we could be planting 200 trees a year and have somebody full-time to take care of the trees. Yeah, I mean, it would take a few years, obviously, till we had trees that we could transplant, but we need, we need to plan for the long haul. We can't, I feel like we have to do more than just be responsive to every disaster kind of, and this is part of it. That's why we plant trees. We plant trees so that in the future we'll have canopy. But, I see this as an ongoing thing. I would love to be the volunteer taking care of that nursery, the trees at the nursery. I just can't do that in the planning board, and all these things. Yeah.
So I need to talk to you a little bit about the hiring a full-time person to take care of it, because we spend between 30 and 50,000 a year, depending on the type of year that we're having, to plant trees.
Why?
We would spend a lot more money hiring someone to take care of these trees. That's why I think it needs to be a volunteer initiative.
Oh, no, I'm saying hire someone to take care of trees in the village, and I would be happy to volunteer to take care of baby trees in a nursery. I'd be thrilled.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm
But
sure there'll
hire,
be
you know,
others.
with the money, with the savings from not having to buy trees, you know, and again, this is like a little, you know, this is a 5-year plan, you know, till trees get established. Also, like, where would this tree nursery be?
That would take a little imagination.
Yeah. And it would have to be fenced in.
We'd have to
But, you
figure that
know,
out.
you spend some money to save a whole lot of money. That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. We have a spot that's fenced in. We already have a spot that's fenced in.
Is that a job for one volunteer, Jerry, or would you need more?
No, it would be more.
Because
It would
it's
be a group of
200.
volunteers. It's akin to a when it's akin to like a community garden type of thing.
Okay.
You get a group of people involved, and you know, that kind of stuff.
I bet we could do that. You know, people are aware now that, you know, we have to do this. We have to do it. We have to take care of trees. We have to plant them. We have to grow them. We have to do this.
Okay. We'll come back. I have a couple of calendar notes. Tomorrow night is a online book discussion of Douglas Tallamy's The Nature of Oaks at 7 o'clock through the library. Discussion is being led by me. I don't know. I have a feeling his lecture on the 14th is going to be better. But the idea, I know I checked I did a sort of a test run yesterday with 2 people from the library, and one of them said, what's the difference between this and the lecture? And I said, the lecture is going to be better. But the idea of this is just to, I think, to get people who have read the book and are just interested in talking about the concepts, thinking about it a lot. I've heard him speak. I don't know, some of you may have also. He's very engaging. He's so wide ranging. He actually, speaking about this book, will probably bring in his other books, including Bringing Nature Home, which was a seminal work that he published in 2007. And it's really exciting for all of you people who are into trees and nature and the environment. So his lecture is going to be online on Thursday the 18th. And I actually have some flyers that Robert gave me that are really beautiful. If anyone wants, I can drop some off for you to give away. And I was thinking I would take them Friday to the police community volunteer fair, also to give out. Guided tree walk is Sunday, October 17th. Rain date the following week at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go to that one.
Beverly, can I ask a quick question? How many people in the thing practice Zoom that you did yesterday with Linda, did she tell you how many?
She has about for tomorrow's.
For tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow's discussion. She said she had, I think, 12 or 13 signed up.
That's good. And,
I think it's good too.
And what about for the actual talk, the author
about
talk?
30, she said, and they
That's
won't
great.
all. That's good, except they won't all come. But I think, for example, the Rhinebeck High School, as I said, Valerie Fight's going to require her students to attend, and I'm pretty sure they haven't signed up. And probably other people who haven't signed up yet.
For the author talk.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good.
I think it's good. I think it's a good turnout. I'm really happy. He's a great speaker.
You know, definitely like keep those numbers and like use that as a kind of as a benchmark for
Show what we've
thinking
done.
about, just like, this is a good turnout for some interest. And, if we want to do further, author talks or things like this in the future, use those numbers as kind of like, oh, this is what we can.
That's a really good idea, Robert. And I've discovered all these, like there's a podcast called Gardener Botanist. Somebody, I've been listening to them for the last 2 months. I don't think that's me.
Can everybody but the speaker please mute? We're getting terrible feedback here. Thank you.
Okay, it's quiet again. Anyway, she's had some really good speakers, including the botanist who's in charge of the, in Brooklyn, they created a huge garden, quite a few acres on the wharfs. And it was fascinating. So yeah, that's a good idea, Robert, because there are a lot of people that I've been running into now who would make also good programs over time.
And also just to see, like, it's good to see, like, when the library does their author talks, find out, and I can get these numbers, like what do they usually see in terms of turnout? And, I like these type of collaboration things where we're able to get like, more than just one group, interested in something. It's nice to kind of build it into something a little bit more so that you're getting, more people interested.
Yeah, broader audience.
Yeah.
Well, my sister-in-law in Brooklyn is planning to attend. So
great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing all this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I hope so. I mean, you've had so many great ideas and you've been so enthusiastic. These were kind of your ideas. So
take them and run with them. That's
okay.
That's the good part.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think that's all I have. Normally we set the meeting, we confirm our next meeting date, but now that we have to do it online, I'm not sure we can do that tonight. We have to find a night when that can happen. Nora, this is and you're muted.
So
Nora.
I thought there was a,
I thought
so,
it would be October 28th.
yeah,
Oh,
that's what Courtney put on my calendar today.
Oh, okay. That's great.
October 28th, 7:30 is what we have.
Okay, I did not know that. I'll put that on my calendar.
Because the regular meeting date is the fourth Thursday.
Yeah. Okay, but we couldn't do it this time. I didn't realize we were back.
This time because we hadn't been meeting, and so we were trying to fill in dates.
Is
Okay.
it possible for us? Can we possibly meet at 7:30? This is really, I'm just like hanging in here. I'm so tired.
We have
The next one's at 7:30. Yeah,
Great.
it's at 7:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it at 7 if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Some groups meet at 7, so if that's
7:30 is better.
I'm with that one.
okay.
So let's say 7. Okay.
So
Okay.
it's all set.
Anyone else have anything to bring up? It's been a long meeting. Don't forget.
I have one thing very, very quick. It's not necessarily about trees, but it seems to me that people have been putting pesticides down on the right of way, on the grassy areas around village trees.
Oh, really?
It's just a very commonplace thing that goes on in the village all the time when I'm walking around. And it kind of makes me nuts because I can't stand when people, private property owners decide that they want the grass to look nice, not just on their lawns, but on the right of way in front of their property. So they're basically polluting village trees with their horrible pesticides. And I just wonder, it's not really our role to say anything, but I think as a village, Mamaroneck might want to think about, finding them or something because they have no right to do that.
No, I know, but pesticides for a homeowner is an unregulated area, and even though it's in the right of way, it's it's turf that they maintain.
Yeah, they mow it. They mow it.
I can push out an educational piece because we only use that 20% vinegar solution,
Mhm.
and it burns things like you can't believe. It's not a you know, it doesn't translocate through the plant, but it burns it down so that it acts and looks just like a regular weed killer, but it's just vinegar, you know,
Right.
just vinegar diluted 80-20. So
With water?
yeah, it's a product that we mix because it has this it has like a wetting agent in it, and so we buy it in 2.5 gallon jug and we put it in a backpack sprayer, and it's vinegar cut with water and a wetting agent in it to keep it on the plant, and then it burns it right down. The
But I mean,
heat,
who
the
cares
sun,
if the
it
grass
burns it
around
down.
the trees has weeds? Who cares?
Many
Yeah.
people care.
Yeah,
Some
but it's
people are
just
just
on the right of
painting
way.
at
It's
my
not even on
co-op.
their
People-
property.
Some people want it to look like a golf course.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But I can put something out, you know, like don't use pesticides. There's other remedies that work well, that are natural
email
type of
us?
thing.
Can you please email us the name of your product? I would love to have that promoted at Palmer Terrace,
Sure.
where they spray something that leaves globs of foam all over the place.
Ugh,
Very
horrible.
creepy.
What do they spray? They spray stuff that leaves globs of
It
foam.
leaves globs of like suds. It looks
It's
like
probably
suds.
Roundup.
Roundup is
No,
sudsy?
but is it a
It's
sprayer
horrible.
that leaves foam? Drops foam?
Globs of it, like it looked like cotton ball, like little clouds here and there all over. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it a spray? Because that's a foam. That's a method of spraying that uses foam, like shaving cream type foam, so you know where you've sprayed, so you can come around and spray the other side. Is that
I
what you're
haven't
talking
seen them
about?
actually apply it. I've just seen it afterwards and you could smell it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have to email me when that happens. So if I'm available, I want to come over and see it. I used to spray a lot of chemicals, and there was nothing ever that we sprayed that was foamy, except for the markers at the end of the spray boom that used to have foam droplets,
Yeah.
so that I knew my straight line, so I knew where I had sprayed, so I could turn back around and come back the opposite way,
Right.
like a marker.
Right. And now that you mention it, Marlene, they deposit whatever that stuff is on the right-of-way strip also all around the oak trees.
They do it all the time. It makes me nuts.
I'll put something together and I'll send the tree committee that stuff that we get.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank
The
you.
vinegar, the overpriced vinegar solution. That's what I call it.
Okay, I think that's everything. Thank you, people. It is 2 minutes of 10 o'clock. And
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Great
you.
to see
All right, good night.
Great
Good
to
night,
see you.
everyone.
Robert, thank you for coming. And
Bye-bye.
everybody, thank you for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
Good to see
night.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Be
Good
well.
job, everybody.
Safe.
Bye-bye.
Good night,
Be well.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye. Sean,
Bye.
thank you.